President Trump sent his special envoy into Gaza today. As starvation grips Gaza, U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff went to see aid distribution firsthand, but it was a very specific model of aid distribution that he went to witness. This is Witkoff, alongside U.S. Ambassador to Israel Mike Huckabee, at a distribution site run by the controversial Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, a private American organization backed by both the United States and Israel. And what this photo suggests, beyond the fact that Witkoff and the U.S. are trying to address the starvation crisis in Gaza, is that the United States is also doubling down on this very controversial GHF model, which has been criticized very heavily by the United Nations and other humanitarian groups on the ground. The ambassador, Mike Huckabee, said on X that they received briefings from Israeli military officials as well as from GHF. He touted the fact that 100 million meals have been distributed by GHF over the course of the last 2 months. But the number that he left out was 600. And that's because more than 600 Palestinians have been killed by Israeli forces while trying to make their way to these GHF sites, according to data from the Palestinian Ministry of Health. GHF, for its part, has called those numbers exaggerated, and they say that there is violence around all aid efforts in Gaza. And Witkoff doesn't appear to have met with those traditional leaders of humanitarian aid organizations during this trip to Gaza. And those officials are saying that what's needed right now is an enormous influx of trucks into Gaza. We've seen about 200 trucks a day getting distributed in Gaza since Israel began to ease many of the restrictions that it has kept in place for months. Humanitarian aid officials say that much more, somewhere in the range of 500 to 600 trucks a day of humanitarian aid is needed to even begin to alleviate the starvation crisis in Gaza.